on one hand, when it comes to the government shutdown, Joe, on one hand, you've got this from CNN. The side that seeks concessions is almost always the one that gets the blame. Polling has repeatedly shown that Americans don't think shutdowns are the place to debate what they view as extraneous issues.
The side that seeks concessions.
Right. In other words,
Who would that be here?
Democrats.
Okay, so the minority party is the one.
Generally speaking. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in this case, it's like we're not going to do it. And not always. Not always, because sometimes it's the Republicans who are in charge. We've seen this before, where they're like, "We're in charge, and we want to have cuts to this thing." Mm-hmm. They want the cuts, and they're like, "We're not gonna allow this unless you cut things." Or I guess the Democrats will be in charge.
Okay.
So yeah, oftentimes it is the minority party, but not always. But it's whoever wants concessions.
Yeah.
Caroline Leavitt saying yesterday morning, "There's nothing to negotiate." House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said Democrats aren't going to settle for mere assurances about how Obamacare tax credits might be handled later, because you've got the whole deal on the shutdown comes down to basically the Obamacare tax credits, right? And the Democrats are saying, look, you're taking health insurance away from people, and you're getting rid of the tax credits, and that is going to cost people dearly when they have to try to pay for health insurance. And of course, the Republicans say, well, then don't get health insurance or pay for it.
Thank you for explaining that, because honestly,
that's what this whole thing is about.
These shutdowns,
it's all about somebody wanting something.
Yes,
okay.
Always.
In this case, remember, the Republicans cut the Medicare in the last budget, right? They cut Medicare, and they want to cut more of the Obamacare tax credits. Mm-hmm. And the Democrats say, no, you can't cut Medicare, you can't cut the Obamacare. That's going to cost people too much money. Some people won't be able to afford it. They're going to drop their insurance. Then they're going to go to the doctor, and they're going to be denied service. Or they're going to go to the emergency room where they can't deny service, and that's going to cost people a lot more.
Or they're going to freak out and not go to the doctor, and they're going to die.
And they're going to die. Right. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
And the Republicans are saying, you're overblowing this. We're spending too much money on the tax credits for the Obamacare. We can't keep subsidizing everybody's health insurance. Health insurance is getting too expensive, to which the Democrats go, duh, that's what we're saying. Mm-hmm. And the Republicans say, look, it's not the government's job to pay for your health insurance or your health care. It's your job to take care of that. Okay, so that's where the big divide is right now.
Got it.
In this case, the Democrats are saying, you can't shut this one down. You can't, we're going to shut it down unless you keep those tax credits. We have to make sure that people can keep their health insurance. And the Republicans are going, just sign on to a continuing resolution. Just keep the government open. And the Democrats are saying, no.
Yeah.
All right. They say, all you have to do is do what we say, and then you can have it. Mm-hmm. You asked me last week, who am I going to hold responsible for this one? Mm-hmm. Democrats.
Okay.
It continues to be Democrats.
Yeah.
However, interestingly enough, a poll that was conducted a couple of weeks ago showed that more Americans said they blame Republicans in Congress than the Democrats.
I agree with that. And I agree with what you said, too, based on your explanation. I think it was very thorough. I think, based on the explanation, the Democrats are being the squeaky wheel here and holding things up. And the Republicans want to just, hey, sign the CR, let's just keep it going.
Yeah.
And they say no. So, but I agree with what you just read there as well. And I think...
You blame Republicans.
Ultimately, I think the country, which does not follow things as closely, does not get into all the healthcare ramifications of it, is going to blame the Republicans simply because of that litmus test. Like, you throw the grass in the air and you look at your wallet and you say, how am I doing right now? How is this country going? And if you then throw on top of it that the fact that the government is now shut down and that it is run by a Republican president, a Republican House, a Republican Senate, that the country is going to go, I blame the Republicans for this.
Do you think that what both parties are going to do starting probably today, probably before the government shuts down at midnight, midnight Eastern, I think it's 9 p.m. our time, which means I think you have to pull up your tent stakes before then if you're camping at the national park. You got to get out. Just get out now. You just that's it.
Get out.
They're locking up the latrines. You're out of here. I think they're going to flood the zone with messaging.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to be the deal. And here's where the
start of the midterms.
Well, here's where I think the Democrats have a little bit of an advantage in that President Trump, when Obama was president, we did the shutdowns when he had control of things. President Trump said, the president is to blame. He has Congress. If this shutdown goes through, it is the president's fault. He has, the president has the ability to negotiate this. He has Congress, which is all Democrats at the time. This is his fault. So I think very simply the Democrats can take, once again, President Trump's own words and apply it. Now, MAGA's not going to buy that. They're never going to, right? They're always going to blame the Democrats. And you've got the super liberals that are always going to blame the Republicans. That's not going to change anything.
No,
so it's all about how does the messaging get through.
Mm-hmm. And that's
probably not going to sway my opinion. I think this is the Democrats' fault.
No, and I'm with you. But I think the people who are not as locked in on this simply look at Republican president, Republicans, House, and Senate. Man, the Republicans, how did they let this happen? They control all three parts of it.
So let me ask you a very Joe question.
Okay, what do we got?
The president says that if the shutdown goes through, he is going to not only furlough, he's asking all of the departments to look for RIFs, reductions in force.
Okay.
In other words, government shuts down, you're getting doged.
Weren't we doing that, a while ago with the Department of Government Efficiency?
Yeah.
And now we're back at it.
A number of different lawsuits have not gone the way of the president, or Carrie Lake for that matter. Latest is that she's not allowed to just randomly fire people at her Voice of America.
All right. The question.
How many people do you think will lose their jobs permanently if the government shuts down, as the president says will happen?
We're solely talking federal workers, or are we talking...
Only federal workers.
Okay, because I was going to say...
I'm not talking about fallout from economic impact, that kind of thing, no.
Ooh, federal workers. The percentage or the number? Total number?
Total number.
Oh, man. Ugh. Can you tell me how many federal workers there are?
Lots.
Just so I can...
Let's just hypothetically. I don't want to percentage because we already did percentage of people who are actually going to be furloughed is only like 25%.
I just need to know roughly how many federal workers there are, and I can give you a number.
How many? I don't know. We gotta.
Okay. How about?
Where's my Bing?
How about I say this? Less than 5,000.
Oh, you think so? Very few then.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
didn't
very.
need to know how many. Then.
I think very few.
You didn't need to have any other.
I think few.
Okay.
Do you think a lot?
No, I think even less.
I don't think.
Whatever your number is.
Based on Doge, I think we did a very poor job. I mean, how much they wanted to cut trillions.
Well, here's the thing: if trillions of dollars. Here's the thing too. I think that if the president's plan to RIF people, if the government shuts down, goes through, I think that could backfire on him. I think it would have an impact on the economy, and I think it would have an impact on our lives. We'd start to notice it. Some of the Doge cuts we haven't really noticed. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless you're in a very specific area, but the people at large haven't really noticed it. I think if all of a sudden we start noticing, that's when there's blowback.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe, and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.